Cool. What? Why did I start with cool? I can't.
Sorry, I'm having giggles now.
I'm so sorry. Welcome to Viggy Talks, a conversation show about the creative things that inspire us each and every day. My guest today, I am very excited for. She is a marvelously mystical musician who embodies all things fairy core, cottage core, ren fair core, pirate core a little bit, and she is a real life bard. So I hope that we all get some bardic inspiration from my very special guest today. It's Cloudkissed! Hi, Cloudkissed!
Hi, everybody. Hi, Vicky. Thank you for having me on.
Of course, thank you so much for coming. I am such a huge fan, and I'm so glad I can call you a friend because you were just so amazing. I love all of your videos and covers that you post. I think you're such a wonderful musician, so thank you. Thank you for coming on here.
Oh, same here. I love your stuff so much. Your finger style is absolutely insane. I
Oh, thank
love
you.
watching that. Every time I like, oh God, how does she do it?
Oh, thank you so much. I love how you interpret music and how you make songs your own. And I have a more in-depth question about that. But just starting off, I just love how you kind of interpret things and make them your own special way. It's just so cool.
Oh,
So
thank you.
I'm just really happy that you're here. My first question that I ask, it's just kind of the general question, we're all asked as musicians is, how did you get into music? Why did you get into music? And more specifically, why is it the ukulele that you were drawn to, as your kind of musical outlet?
Okay.
Okay.
So I've been singing. I've been singing ever since I was a little kid. Um, and honestly, it was not something that I ever really saw myself doing as I got older. I remember all my friends would be like, I want to be a singer, I want to be a musician when I grow up. I'm like, yeah, I want to have a horse. Like that's my goal. I want this. So when I was a kid, it was just something that I did. It wasn't something that was like, something that I wanted to aspire to.
Right.
It was just something that was. And as I got older and started getting into music more, I realized it was something that I was kind of good at a little bit. So yeah, as far as instruments went, I always wanted to play something that I could sing with. But I also have the world's worst attention span. Um, so the first instrument I picked up was well, I did piano lessons for a little bit, but it didn't stick. And then after that, I picked up the Irish penny whistle,
Whoa.
which I could not sing with. Great time. It was really fun, but I couldn't sing with it. Um, so I played around with that for a little bit, and I was like, you know what, this is fun, but singing I like doing, so I want to play something that I can incorporate that in and make my own music with. And so for my 17th birthday, I asked for a ukulele, and my parents took me to Guitar Center, and we picked one out. Did a lot of research on which one I wanted, and yeah, the rest is history.
Oh, that is so cool. I have never heard of an Irish penny whistle. Is that like in the flute family? Like what is
Yeah,
that?
I actually have one right here. I have a little weird music basket.
Oh, I love it.
It looks like this. It's
Oh
really
my
small.
God. That is
Um,
cool.
and you don't like use regular music notes to play it like regular sheet music, which is great because I read sheet music. So it's like little tiny scales, and they're all dots, like showing which ones you put your finger over. So it was pretty easy to pick up. And the first thing I learned to play was Irish. It was an Irish jig called Morrison's jig,
Mhm.
which I cannot now. Honestly, like I've fallen so out of practice, unfortunately. Um, I'd like to begin someday, but I can't sing with it, so.
Right. Oh, that is so cool. I love that start. It's all about finding like the right instrument for you and what's going to complement you best. So I think that's really cool. I love I too am just the victim of walking into Guitar Center and being like, "Hello, that's the one for me, please." So it's cool. And
So fun.
yeah, I love Irish penny whistle. That's so cool. Um Wow, that's cool. Um, so I kind of a little transition, sort of, kind of not really. So I know you from TikTok, where you have a very pretty big, substantial amount of people who enjoy you just as much as I do, which
Yeah,
is
stop.
so very cool. And I could be wrong here, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe your big video was the Wellerman song that you sang, um, that you have pinned on your page. And when you kind of made that video, did you have a sense that maybe that would get a lot of kind of attention, or was that something that you kind of just you liked that song in the moment you recorded it, it went up, and then it kind of went viral?
Honestly, the whole thing kind of caught me by surprise. I was very new to TikTok at the time. I had just started posting, I think I was 19. I just started posting covers recently and I was getting super into it. It was in quarantine. I was getting super into it. I was waiting for my time to come when I could finally go to one.
Right.
Um, and I saw that the Wellerman song was really big at the time. I was seeing it all over my For You page. I was, this looks really fun, and it doesn't like it's there's no strumming pattern or anything. It's all like it's a work song. It's just a beat. So yeah, I'll cover the Wellerman and see what happens. I did not expect for it to blow up at all,
Right.
and it started blowing up. And I think I was watching a show with my family, and I would check my notifications every few minutes, and it'd be like 100 new comments. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got thrown into that. I didn't expect people to like my music as much as they did. But yeah, it was fantastic. I'm super proud of that video.
That was probably the video that I found you from. I know it was one of those early. It was either that or maybe like Soldier Poet King a few years back was the one
Mhm.
that I found you on. Um but that's so cool. It's so funny, right? When something that you kind of don't always plan that it's going to go well and you kind of just post it on your own is the one that goes like it skyrockets. I
Oh,
know
yeah, for sure.
for me it was a compilation video that I made that was like I think the tag was like songs that people don't want to hear in Guitar Center or something. And it was like me playing like all rock riffs that were like the really kind of like overrated ones. Um and yeah, same thing. I remember I just posted it for fun and then I was just sitting there and my phone was like "Boo, boo, 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 boo," and it was like, wait, this is a lot of people looking at me now. What's going on?
Oh yeah, the being perceived part can be extremely stressful. I'm always like, oh no, I don't like. I love that people love my music, but I'm also like, do I want this many people to like my music? It's like it's a big balance there for sure.
Right, exactly. I always love too the ones that go crazy, the ones where my hair is not good that day.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm like, great, everyone's perceiving me, and I'm like, here's how to play this song. I'm like, so, but that is so cool. I think, yeah, definitely the perception can get weird, but I think it is totally deserved for you. Your style and everything about you is just so amazing. I think the whole world should watch, but in a conservative way so that it doesn't make us feel weird, right? Um, Um, but really cool. When it comes to your arrangements and stuff like that, you have such a unique both voice and style when it comes to kind of your interpretations of these songs. I love and I don't even love it. I'm obsessed with it. Your arrangement of Smells Like Teen Spirit. It is so haunting and beautiful and I just love your approach to that song. So, how does that kind of come about when you think of a song that you want to cover, and what kind of makes you go one way or the other in terms of like, should I strum this one, or for that song in particular, you do a really cool picking pattern. So, how do you kind of determine which way you want the song to go in terms of arrangements?
Well, specifically, "It Smells Like Teen Spirit," my version was very, very heavily inspired by the version at the beginning of Black Widow, the movie.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
yeah, and I believe the artist is Melina. I could be completely wrong. I want to say like Melina K or something like that, but I could be completely off.
Mhm.
Very heavily inspired by her version. Um, but yeah, I think with like strumming and picking patterns, I tend to just play around until something feels, I guess. I'm not I'm not the best at finger picking, and honestly I could be better at strumming too. I have a hard time like motivating myself to learn new techniques, so I tend to recycle quite a bit of it.
Mhm.
Um but yeah, I think just the more haunted you can get it to sound, it finger picking generally works better for like the slower, quieter song. I kind of want to build it out. I'll like go full. Yeah.
Right. The spookier the better.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that is so cool. It's cool to hear that you play kind of by feel, because it's something that you can't really teach that, you know? That's almost something you just develop, like being able to kind of hear a song and be like, well, I think I kind of feel it more so this way than like if I were to strum it. So that's really cool. I tend to do the same thing too. Today, the day I filmed this, I posted a kind of like a bossa nova cover of "Come as You Are." Um, and it didn't start out bossa nova, but as I was trying to incorporate like the melody with the two chords going back and forth, I kind of like got a little like a bossa nova beat going on, and I was like, I'm gonna rock with this. So it's cool too to see as you play with stuff. I'm sure it happens to you as well. Like sometimes it devolves into something else.
Oh yeah,
Um,
for sure.
yeah. So that's real cool. I'm glad we both kind of get sucked into the music and
Yeah.
we let it take us where it wants to go, right? I want to ask you about some of your other inspirations when it comes to music. They don't have to be music related, because I know I mentioned earlier we love the Renaissance, we love the cottagecore, we love all this kinds of the woodland inspirations, along with some spooky things. I know you love some spooky podcasts like Welcome to Night Vale as well as Magnus Archives. Um, so are those some
Well,
other um, are there some other sources of inspiration that you draw from when you go about singing songs and kind of figuring out what songs to play?
they are, yes. Honestly, quite a bit of my music taste comes from Magnus Archives Animatics on YouTube. Um, so anytime there's a new song posted on my page, chances are pretty high that I saw somebody like do a cool animation to it on YouTube. Um, but yeah, I feel a lot of my inspiration comes from more just like kind of um, like ethereal aesthetics, kind of like otherworldly, sort of spooky, sometimes even like a little bit of like body horror type, you know. Hence the glasses. But on the other
Right.
side of is also definitely like inspiration from fantasy books, movies, like especially Lord of the Rings, like
Mhm.
stuff like that for sure. And I think as far as like my spookier music goes, growing up, I listened to this band called Isley a lot. That was one of my parents' favorite bands, and they're I believe they're Austin based, which is where I was born. Um, and yeah, their music has a very, very kind of spooky, ethereal undertone. And that's kind of how I learned to sing by like mimicking their voices, the way that they sang songs, which is something that I tend to do a lot when I'm picking up a song from an artist I don't listen to a lot,
Mhm.
or discovering new music and trying to cover their songs. I tend to mimic their voices first and then play around with it later. Um, yeah, so there's lots of inspiration from see Ren Fair, like different aesthetics, you know. I
Mhm.
love dressing weird. Yeah, I think also if the music thing were ever to fail, I'd probably go to clown school. So, lots of just
No, I love that.
weird, just kind of outlandish, fabulous aesthetics. Yeah.
Oh my god, that is so fabulous. I love you'd be the loveliest clown that there is. I love it. I fully support the music and the clownery. I love both of them. So, Cloudkissed, what song have you prepped for us today?
The song that I have prepared today is called "The Parting Glass." I think the most popular version of it is from Celtic Woman, um, but I play it I'm trying to play it a little bit differently, add a little bit of like a kind of jazzier feel to it. Um, yeah, I want to spice it up, make it a little more modern, but not enough that it loses its touch.
Right. Oh, I love it. I'm so excited to hear it.
Of all the money I've ever had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm I've ever done, alas, it was to none but me. memory now. I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be to you all.
Yay! That was beautiful. Thank you so much. I loved it very much. Awesome. So now we're going to move on to a very fun segment that I like to call 5 Faves. Jazz hands. We're going to start with your first favorite, which will be your favorite movie.
My favorite movie is easy Pride and Prejudice. I don't care what version, unless it's the 40s version. I cannot get through that one because fake the accents, and it makes me so upset. I will sit. I watch the like the 6-hour miniseries pretty much every month. Maybe not the whole thing, you know, a few episodes.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard to just hands down.
Oh, that's so cool. That's with I haven't seen it, but what's her name's in it? From Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yep, Kelly.
Yeah, yeah. Have you read the book or just straight movie?
Yeah, know the book too. If you asked my favorite book, it was also going to be Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, cool. Cool, that's my next segment, so we can combine the two. So, what is it about Pride and Prejudice that speaks to you so much? Do you just like it? Like, it's just like, just straight serotonin for the brain? Or is it something deeper?
There's not anything really too deep about it. Honestly, I think that Jane Austen is a really genius writer, and it translates really well into film. I love the characters. I think that they're so flawed and awkward at some point, so they just feel so human. Um, and it's also just like comforting, you know, with the mellow piano music and like the beautiful costumes. Yeah, it's a safe place for me. Anytime I'm like really depressed or struggling with my mental health, I'll go and I'll just binge all 6 episodes of the miniseries.
I love that. That's some good soul food.
All right, perfect.
Cool.
My favorite artist currently is they're called Family Crest, their band, and it's a lot of orchestral type music with really beautiful lyrics. The vocalist has the absolute most beautiful voice I've ever heard. They do a lot of songs that are very ethereal and floaty, and also like just kind of crescendo in these big like instrumental like just theatrical ballads basically, and they have some jazz influence in there too, and they're just very like their albums tell like a story as they go on, and it's just really beautiful, and I love their stuff so much. Yeah, they're really really neat. I definitely recommend them.
Hmm. I love that. I love when albums tell a story, or they're kind of like are they all mainly like concept album type things? Like each one is kind of a different story?
I believe that I think they have three albums that kind of relate to each other. I believe one is called Prologue to the War, and then they have the War Volume 1 and then War Volume 2. And I probably like got the names a little bit off, but um I believe that they all like lead into the next one sort of. And the story is not like super clear, you know, like it's just kind of like you piecing together as you go, and it probably means different things to everybody who listens to it. But just like all the different pieces of the puzzle just kind of being put together is really cool to listen to.
Yeah, that's way cool. I love when music kind of lets the viewer interpret stuff, or lets the listener kind of make their own assumptions of things. It happens a lot in music. I wish it happened more in movies. I'm sick of being like, this is
Oh, yeah.
what's going on. Here you go. I'm like, let me figure it out. So,
Yeah.
I love that they kind of leave it up to you to figure out the meaning behind
Mm-hmm.
it, but that sounds
I love
really
it.
cool. I like when things go one into the other. That's pretty sick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it also definitely brings out like my inner theater kid, because I huge musical theater nerd in high school. Um, Newsies, I was obsessed for like a year and a half, 2 years. Wrote a whole essay on the historical accuracy of it. Nobody asked me to. Just like did it to my teacher, and she's like, "What is this?" I'm like, yeah, completely obsessed with musical theater in my high school year. Never actually got to be a theater kid. I took a couple theater classes and then quarantine hit. Um,
Oh man.
but I was a choir kid, so yeah, had a little bit in there. We forced our teacher to let us do newsies.
Oh, there you go.
All
Oh,
choir.
oh, that's awesome. I did a little bit of theater stuff when I was in high school. I actually used to do the musicals up until like junior high, and then once high school hit, I did the pit orchestra. So I just converted to full-time musician and just did it there. Um, but yeah, I also really like musicals. I just saw Some Like It Hot on Broadway like a few weeks ago.
Cool.
It was really really cool. And I think what's your favorite? So Newsies is your favorite, you think, of all time?
Oh my gosh, I don't know anymore. I love Newsies so much. I'll always have a special place in my heart, but I love a bunch of different ones. I love Six a lot. I think Six is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Just like the whole, costumes are really neat, and just like I love historical stuff, and then translating historical into modern, with costume and with music and all that.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I love Six. I love Beetlejuice the musical. That one was good.
Nice.
I feel like I probably shouldn't say Hamilton, but I do really like.
I'm in the same boat. I was like, do I drop the Hamilton name drop? Do I not? And I'm like I'm gonna sit here and act like I don't know all the words to it. Like, so I
I
definitely.
know. Yeah, no. Yeah, Hamilton is one that I was introduced to early on, by one of my friends, and I remember listening to it for the first time when I was like, probably like 15,
Mhm.
and being like, oh, "There's words in this. I can't listen to this anymore." And I would like hide it and be like, I was so ashamed that I was listening to something that had swear in it. Um, yeah. Also, Dear Evan Hansen. I got to see that one on tour, when I was 17, I believe. Yeah, it was such a good time. It was fun. So
Mhm.
I have a lot of different favorites. But Newsies will always hold a special place in my heart.
Mhm. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I've seen I always have like a soft spot for all the shows that I did when I was in high school because I got so familiar with the score for them. So for me, one of my favorite musicals is called Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. It's based off of a movie of the same name. Um, it's so jazzy. It has this like insane like jazz, really big band heavy score that like I was just like obsessed with, like to just play and then to even like be a part of it was so cool with all the sets and stuff. It's really funny. Another one of my favorites, which probably makes sense, is Monty Python's Spamalot. I think that is
Oh
like
yeah.
it's ridiculous. Like it's everything that I am in terms of humor. So like this is kind of the best. Um, and yeah, one of my favorite movies is The Holy Grail. So I was like, you're telling me there's a musical version of that? That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's also for me. So
That's
that's
so cool.
yeah, I love to hear that you're into musicals. That's cool. And yeah, Hamilton, you gotta say you like Hamilton, you know?
No, who doesn't like Hamilton? If
Because
I,
like,
no, it's a classic.
yeah, I'm not gonna sit here act elitist, like, oh, I don't like Hamilton. Yeah, me, not me. Like,
The lyrics are genius. It's a good show.
it's so
Yeah.
good. Have you ever heard the what's it called? Like the off-Broadway recording that has like some of the cut songs?
First Burn, girl.
Congratulations!
Yes. Oh my god.
It's so
So good.
good. Yeah, you gotta love it. You gotta. Seamless transition. What's your favorite food?
Ooh, favorite food. This one is difficult because the last time somebody asked me that question, I was getting my blood drawn, and I hate getting my blood drawn, and I told her it was rainbow sprinkles, and then she shamed me for the rest of the time I was there.
What?
Rainbow sprinkles. That's her favorite food. And then as I was leaving, she was like, "Go eat something that's not rainbow sprinkles." I'm like, "Okay, I'm sorry."
Oh my god.
Anyways, my favorite food is chicken shawarma.
Nice. I would have also taken rainbow sprinkles, to be fair.
My friend has gotten me little bottles of rainbow sprinkles as a birthday present for the past 2 years, um, and I do eat them by the handful. So
Oh my god, I love that. Yo, shame on that lady. She has never had a good rainbow sprinkle. Like, I don't understand what's the hate. But
she was funny though. I'm pretty sure she was trying to make a joke, but I was so distressed. I was like, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was funny though. Looking back on it, it's a good memory.
yeah,
I
no,
guess.
that's right. Given the circumstance, I guess so. But what's chicken shawarma? I've never heard of that. I'm ignorant to that food type. What is that?
It's Mediterranean food. I believe the first time I heard of it was like Avengers, and I think Tony Stark said, "Let's go get shawarma" or something like that.
You ever tried shawarma? There's a shawarma joint about 2 blocks from here. I don't know what it is, but I want to try it.
And somebody's gonna like hate on me for getting the quote wrong.
Oh no, who cares? I don't have Marvel stands in the comments. It's all right.
I'm sorry, Marvel Stan. Yeah, I was like, "What's chicken shawarma?" And I think for my birthday, I was like, for my birthday dinner, I told mom I wanted chicken shawarma. She was like, "Okay, what is that?" So I found a recipe for it, and now it's like a whole family favorite. Every time we make chicken shawarma, everybody's like, "Yes!"
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
it's like naan bread, and then you can put hummus on it and tzatziki sauce, and then this really delicious like seasoned pulled chicken. It's really really good, and you like roll it up like a taco and just eat it like that. It's great. It's my favorite meal for sure.
Oh my god, that sounds great. I love my New York ass was gonna say gyro, but it's a
No, I said it before, dude. I said that at the Ren Fair, and my family like looks at me like this, and they're like, "What did you say?" It says gyro.
it
Right
says
there.
gyro.
It's a euro. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm a phonetic reader. I don't know what to tell you.
Right, that's
Um,
what I'm saying. So, um, But I love gyros, whatever we will say they are. So I'm surprised I never heard of shawarma, but now I want to eat it because that sounds like everything that I like also. So great
You
favorites.
should try it. It's so good.
I will. So we are on our final favorite here. Your favorite hobby doesn't have to be music, or if it is, that's cool too. But what's just something else that you enjoy doing with your time?
Oh, there's so many. I pick up hobbies and drop them constantly.
Mm-hmm.
I love trying new hobbies. I love going to the craft store and just dropping a ton of money, and then feeling sick about it later. It's fun.
Real. That's real.
Yeah. Anything that I like, I see somebody do something on TikTok. I'm like, oh, I could do that. So I'll buy like a carving set for like making stamps. I'm like, yes, I want to make stamps. I do it once and then like throw it off in the corner and don't do it again for months. So I think the one that I do most is crochet.
Oh, awesome.
And generally while I crochet, I listen to podcasts. So it's like 2 in 1. But yeah, fiction, podcasts, and crochet hand in hand. Those are my my like hybrid hobby both together. But yeah, I love making patterns. I don't make patterns. I love following patterns for things that they're like kind of historical based, like costume stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I love making weird hats. I always post my stupid hats on my story.
No, I love Instagram. Your hats. They're not stupid. You don't have stupid hats. I love your hats.
They are stupid. I say that love. I love my stupid hats. I also made this little guy. This is one of my favorites. His name is Cecil. He's a little clown.
Cecil. Oh my god, I love him. Yeah. I love his little collar.
Thank you. I have a me-sized collar that I have also made. And funny enough, I actually thrifted a clown suit.
No way.
At Goodwill. Almost the exact colors of Cecil's clown suit.
You're lying.
So someday I'm going to have to do a video in my clown suit with like Cecil in the pocket. Because like I have the pocket. But yeah. I love costumes. I love like making stuff. That is just kind of like pulled from like historical inspiration or just like anything that's kind of weird and outlandish. I love crochet because it kind of gives you that sculptural aspect as well as artistic and practical. So it takes forever, but it's very meditative as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I can sit there for like 6 hours straight and listen to my podcast and just like completely mind dead, just like full on.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Oh, that's what's up. I did a similar thing. What I had a TikTok turned hobby thing. It ended up being temporary, like you said, because I'm the same way. But I got really into embroidery, like it with the hoop and everything. Like really big into embroidery. And at the time I was in college still, and I was taking you'll like this. I took a Dracula and vampire lore class. To this day, best class I ever took. It ripped. It was so cool. We watched all kinds of vampire movies. We learned about, like the history of like vampires and like mythos and stuff. Dope. And I had to listen to I read it also, but we had to read I Am Legend, the very famous vampire book. Not the movie. Not the movie. Don't like the movie. I'm not talking about the movie. The book is incredible. So I found an audiobook of it after I read it, and I was listening to that while I was embroidering. And like it was just way cool. Same thing. It was just like me mindlessly embroidering while I'm like listening to this, and I was like, this is what's up. This is just all vibes right now. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, for sure. I had a similar experience. I tried to pick up embroidery as well, and I did it for a little bit, and I was like, wow, this is fun, and then threw it off the side with my with my stamp carving. But I tried hand sewing a little bit too, because I wanted to sew something, and I broke the needle on my sewing machine. So I was like, okay, well, I guess instead of going to the store, I'm just going to hand sew the entire thing,
Oh my
which
God.
took so much more time than going to the store would have, of course.
Right.
Stayed up until like 3 a.m. hand sewing a medieval curl on my living room floor and listening to Welcome to Night Vale.
Love that.
It was like 6 hours of just like sitting there completely hunched over, just like, yeah, it was. I still don't know why I did it, but yeah, it was fun. With a question mark.
Yeah, fun. Maybe. I don't know. This concludes our 5 faves segment. And now I will throw it over to you, Cloudkissed. Tell us where we can find you on the interwebs, what you got going on now, and if there's anything you want to kind of promo, feel free.
All right. You can find me on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. I also have a Twitch, but I've never used it. Yeah. Anywhere that I exist, I'll have all those links in my bio. Yeah, thank you so much, Viggy, for having me on. I've had such a fantastic time.
Yeah, thank you for coming on and just talking about all kinds of silly nonsense with me. It's been so much fun. And thank you all for watching. Make sure to tune in next month to see who I talk to next. Bye-bye.